guys and welcome to my channel Sonia Rathi, and here we are going to talk about the second video of macroeconomics with the chapter national income. In the earlier video we talked about the circular flow of income, how income flows in an economy. We talked about the different phase of circular flow of income, how many types of circular flow of income there are, that is the real flow and the money flow. Then we talked about the leakage and injection, the stock and flow, the different sectors where the flow of income generate, which is the household sector, the firm, the government sector and the international, that is the rest of the world. So I hope that video you have understood. If you have not watched that, kindly do watch that. After that, do come on the national income. Now, before getting into the national income topic, we should first know what is domestic income. Domestic word से आपको समझ आ रहा है, that is, it is within the country. It is something which is related to our country, inside our country, like India's property which is inside. So, domestic income क्या है? It is a sum total of factor income. Factor income we have already talked about in the microeconomics. Income which is earned by the factors of production for rendering their services. Income जो किसको मिलती है? उन households को when they provide certain services to the firm. So that is the factor income. Now it is the sum total of factor income earned by the normal resident of a country during the period of an accounting year within the domestic territory of the country. So, it is the sum total of factor income earned by the normal resident. Now, normal resident कौन होते हैं? Any individual or an institution who reside, who live in a country for more than 1 year and whose economic interests lie in that particular country. This is known as normal resident. Economic interest क्या होता है? It could be earning, it could be spending money, it could be saving the money. This relates to the economic interest. So I hope you understood normal resident. Now, domestic income is the sum total of factor income earned by the normal resident of a country during the period of an accounting year within the domestic territory of the country. Now, domestic territory होता क्या है? That territory which is within the political border, which is within the political geographical frontier of a country. Like example, Air India. Air India is a company of India who fly between China and Japan. India की company, but due to work they are traveling to other countries. That means this includes in domestic income, this includes in domestic territory. हमारी company which is traveling outside, but they are earning money and the money is coming within our country. So which is something, the political border means which is inside our country is the domestic territory. Now, another example, international organization. International means foreign organization like WHO, World Health Organization. It is located within our geographical boundary of a country. बाहर की organization is working in our country. So आपको लगता है will it be a part of domestic territory? No, it will not be a part of domestic territory because the income which they are generating is flowing outside. हमें नहीं मिल रही है वो income. It is flowing outside and it is not a part of domestic territory. So it will not be a part of domestic income too. Now, domestic income plays a very important role while we analyze national income. Right? Do consider domestic income plays a very important role when we calculate, when we analyze the national income. Domestic income understood? Domestic territory, it is the political border, political frontier of our country. Then we have normal resident. Normal resident, हमने क्या बोला है? Any individual or the institution who live in our country for more than 1 year and whose economic interests lie in that particular country. Example अगर हम देते हैं like the foreign tourists. आपको लगता है foreign tourists will be a part of normal resident? Neither they are living for more than 1 year, neither they have economic interest in our country. So it will not be a part of domestic income too. Then we come to the citizenship. क्या होता है? Citizenship include two basic things. हमें citizenship एक particular country की कैसे मिल सकती है? Depends on either the place of a birth where we have taken a birth. So it depends on the place of birth. And second is if we have not taken a birth and we want a citizenship of a particular country, then it could be through the legal provision, right? Then we come to the factor income, जो हमने अभी इसमें पहले बात की थी. Factor income क्या होता है? The income which is earned by the factors of production by rendering their services. किसी हाउस होल्ड ने अपनी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करी एंड उनको क्या मिल रहा है इन रिटर्न? पैसा मिल रहा है. सो दैट इज अ फैक्टर इनकम. इनकम अर्न बाय द फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन फॉर रेंडिंग देयर सर्विसेज इज नोन एज फैक्टर इनकम. लाइक लैंड, लेबर, कैपिटल, एंटरप्रेन्योर. दीज ऑल फोर आर द फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. ये क्या है? फैक्टर्स of production. Now what they will get? They will get the factor income in form of land. में क्या मिलेगा? It will use the land, will get the rent. Will use the labor, will get the wages. Capital में क्या मिलेगा? Interest. And entrepreneur के साथ क्या मिलेगा? Profit. So these four are factor income or factor payment. Now since we are giving our services and in return we are getting something, so factor income will be a part of national income. To remember this. Okay, then we come to the transfer income. Now transfer income क्या होता है? Income which is received without providing any factor services, without providing any factors of production. This is known as transfer income. Income received without providing any factor services like scholarship or old age pension which is given by the government. We did not do anything, we did not provide any services and in return we got the scholarship. So that is a part of transfer income. So transfer income will not be included in national income. Right? Understood? We are going to talk about the final good and the intermediate good, then the consumption good and the capital good. Now from the word final, it means that the goods which are used for final consumption by the consumer, by the households. Goods which are used for final consumption or investment by the household, by the people. That means the final goods. They are neither resold nor they are used in the transformation process further. That means the furniture purchased by a household from the shop. So the household will keep the furniture as it is. They don't have to resell. They will be keeping it as a final consumption. They will be using it. This is final good. Now what is intermediate good? Goods which are either used for reselling or for further production or for further transformation in the production process is known as intermediate good. Now example could be, so the sugar, oil, milk, maida is a final good for the household. But if we see a baker is making a cake, then the sugar, the milk, the maida is an intermediate good for the baker. Why? Because a baker will be making a cake out of those goods and finally he will be selling the cake, not the sugar or a milk or a maida. So it is used either for reselling or for further production in the same year. Now, intermediate good must be used within a year. It means it must be sold within a year. Otherwise, if they are not sold, they will become a part of final good. Like the furniture, one example I gave of a baker. Second is the furniture sold by the furniture mart. Now the furniture mart is selling the furniture. That means it is an example of intermediate good. He is not consuming it. He is keeping the furniture for reselling purpose. This is an example of intermediate good. Right? Now we come to the consumption good and the capital good. Consumption good कौन से होते हैं? Which the consumer consume for satisfying his want. So which directly satisfy the want of a consumer is the consumption good. Example कौन से हो सकते हैं? Consumer जो consume करता है goods अपनी satisfaction के लिए. First is durable good. Durable कौन से होते हैं? Which is quite durable for a longer period of a time. That means more than a year, 2, 3, 5 years, which works for many years. That means TV, refrigerator, AC are the durable good. Semi-durable कौन से होते हैं? Which has a span of almost 1 year. The clothes, the shoes. Third is the non-durable good. Non-durable कौन से होते हैं? Which are not durable. That means for a day or so. That means bread, butter are the non-durable, which rot easily within few days. So is the example of non-durable good. Consumption goods समझ में आ गया. Now we are coming to the capital goods. Capital goods वो goods होते हैं, those final goods which are used, which help in the production of other goods and services. वो goods जो help करते हैं in the production of other goods and services. और वो कौन से good होंगे? Machinery is a capital good. I hope you have understood these terms because these are very basic terms. Because they are going to come in the question answers of 2, 1, 3 marks. So this is also very important. Now we are going to talk about the important terms relating to the national income. What are they? We are going to talk about the important formulas which help in calculating the national income. So first we are going to talk about the gross value and the net value. Gross value क्या होता है? It is a value of the commodity at the time we purchase. That is the purchase value. Example, suppose I bought an iPhone of rupees 45,000. That means the purchase value कितनी है iPhone की? iPhone की purchase value हो गई 45,000. But after using it for a longer period, after using it for 2-3 years, now I'm thinking to sell my iPhone. So what will happen? Net value is the present and actual value. अब मैं सोच रही हूँ कि I can sell the iPhone. अब actual value उसकी कितनी है? 25,000. That means 45,000 का I have purchased, but now the present and the actual value is 25,000. So what happened between that duration? I kept using the mobile. It got fall down. The screen got break. I kept using it. That means जो value कम हुई है 45,000 minus 25,000. That means 20,000 का जो difference है वो कहाँ गया? It is the depreciation. This 20,000 is the depreciation. That means reduction in the value of the commodity is the depreciation. Reduction in the value of the commodity is the depreciation. So इसका formula क्या हुआ? इधर हम formula बना देते हैं. Here is gross, here is net. तो gross से net पे अगर हम आएंगे तो कैसे आएंगे? gross 45 है, net 25 हो गया. मतलब net में हमारी value कम हो रही है. एक्चुअल वैल्यू कम हो गई है, सो ग्रॉस से नेट पे आएंगे तो माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन होएगा, राइट। ग्रॉस इज द परचेजिंग वैल्यू, नेट इज द एक्चुअल वैल्यू। एक्चुअल वैल्यू कम है परचेजिंग वैल्यू से, दैट मीन्स मेरी वैल्यू डेप्रिशिएट हो गई है, कम हो गई है आफ्टर यूजिंग द मोबाइल, सो माइनस डेप्रिशिएशन। अब अगर नेट से ग्रॉस में जाएंगे, नेट से मुझे ग्रॉस में जाना है तो आई हैव टू add the amount of depreciation, then only I can go to the gross. So this is it about the gross and the net values. I hope you understood this video, and any queries, you are welcome.